Welcome to a bloody Saturday Takoyaki party. We just all came back from Nagoya Dome, watching Sosenkyo and the crappy concert before it. So we're just gonna jive while eating pizza. So where should we start?
I mean, we should probably just address the elephant in the room.
You call me fat?
The shoe fits.
Or doesn't fit.
No, that NMB did really, really bad. But
well, I don't know. Should we just start talking about what good stuff happened? I guess we can start there, right? So Joe at 79. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I jumped to Joe, but
Ray-chan.
Ray-chan at 99, I think.
Yeah.
Or 98.
Yeah. Well, at least she's got called.
Yeah, she's 98.
And that's pretty good, right? 5th gen.
She's the first 5th gen to get called.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
the
first ever. First and only 5th gen to get called.
So it's a although she says she's really just not satisfied with it, but
yeah, it's pretty good.
I think
it was a stretch.
I think she only wanted to say 3 sentences, and they left the mic in front of her, and so she was just
crap, but it's the same.
Yeah, she's like, kuyashi this, and then I think she cried because she was nervous. That's my theory.
Makes sense. I have no idea. I have no earthly idea why she would be Kuyashi with whatever position she got, because it was pretty good.
Well, but I guess you wouldn't say you're satisfied being on 99, you know.
Yeah, but not Kuyashi where you would cry.
I know, so I was a little bit surprised.
Yeah. But it was okay. That was we started really well, right? It's oh yeah, come on, let's go NMB. And then
right after we had the Saipi coming out first.
Hold on, let me check what Saipi's position is.
It's kind of sad because you kind of knew Saipi was gonna everybody kind of knew, but when it happened, it's just
Yeah, but it dropped too much.
Yeah.
We didn't think it would drop that much.
What were you expecting?
I was thinking maybe 50, 60 something. I didn't think her to be dropping out of past 80, because technically, if you think of that way, if it wasn't for this year's this year's special 1 to 100, she would be technically unranked. Mm-hmm. Same with Ruka. Ruka was technically unranked.
Ruka was the hardest though, the hardest hit, because you'd expect Soko she got really really good early results, and usually that would be good, but it had the opposite effect. You're just you got all this hype, and you're just oh fuck. Right, so those are 100 through 80s. Yeah,
so basically it was Jonichi Ray at 98. It's 14,985 votes. Pretty good. Then Murasai is 16,594 votes.
I think last year she had 24K.
Yeah, she dropped 8,000 votes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, what was your theory? Did she have a reason?
Well, the theory was the Japanese fans were talking about how a lot of her big voters from last year, they all kind of left.
Yeah.
And they all went to a different girl or something.
Yeah, so I have a friend who's a big Saipi Oshi, and she was telling me even way before, she was yeah, Saipi's really in big trouble this year, because her big whales have left basically.
Yeah, Moby Dick came.
Yeah. Captain Ahab.
Yeah. Moby Dick's the whale.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's a problem, I guess. And also, Uka. No one expected her to drop that
much. I didn't even expect her to drop.
Well, your theory that, her committee voted 16,000, and then she only finished with, 18,000, means that, she has very few fans. And, I kind of, because there's that one year she did really well.
Yeah, and then she did really bad, and then she did really well again, yeah.
So that one guy, man, just uses up all his money every 2 years.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's the guy with the yellow coat all the time.
Yeah.
We see him all the time.
Yeah.
He even went to Taiwan.
Yeah, the big Uka coat.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty sad.
Yeah. I think.
Well, the worst part is the best part. Well, I mean, it's really good. Saipi, she held it all together, but you could see in her eyes. It was dead.
It was dead, yeah.
It was dead. It was literally her mouth was saying exactly the opposite of what she was feeling. And then And I think that was okay in some way. And then when it went to Uka just like said everything she wanted to say.
I think Uka stopped short of like saying like,
I think it's
you
because,
assholes.
I think it's because she started crying. It's when she started crying,
Yeah.
she has to explain why she's crying, right?
Yeah,
Well, I think like once you start, you can't stop.
Yeah.
Like Pringles.
And I feel like same with I feel like if Saifi started crying, she would probably like
Yeah.
say Kuyashi or something like
But
that.
then
too.
there's those weird people. We'll get to them later. But yeah,
So I think we should discuss like how like the mood like completely changed after
oh my
Saipi
god,
and
dude, we were all
Yeah,
well,
so
'cause- go
so
ahead.
watching from the stream, like I mean, I'm pretty sure if you were an NMB fan when you were watching it, you felt the same way. But like since you were watching alone, it's like you don't see
Loser.
that, you losers. But yeah, like but if you were there, and especially because of how like they did it, like they put
Yeah.
all the group's fans all together in one area.
yeah,
So like all the NMB fans were all like pretty close. So the thing was, we all wanted each other's members to do well, like NMB in general. So like when we see like Uka and like Saipi, who were supposed to be, they're one of the top members now. Like
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
they're technically one of the top members. So we expect them at least getting maybe 30, 40 something, right? Like to see them drop out of 80.
yeah,
Right, that's really bad, and literally at that point, everybody was like NMB's over. Like
yeah.
like who else could have topped them other than the one that we expect already?
yeah.
Like
It's not just us either, right? Like, because when we look on the stage, like the members too, just
yeah,
Yeah,
they were
yeah.
blown. It's like oh,
Yeah.
like
Holy shit,
yeah,
what
like,
am I doing here?
so now like suddenly everybody else like Ion, Kokona, you're like okay now Azusa, they
Yeah.
now have they don't have a hope anymore.
Yeah.
They're done
yeah.
because even like the bigger members that's supposed to do much better than them did really bad.
yeah.
So when they said like NMB48 Team B2 for Saipi, I was telling Joe, oh, this is Joe, like right, she got in, and like oh we should be happy she got in B2. And it was like Murashi said, holy shit.
Yeah, the thing was you could tell the whole mood around the area was really like oh
Yeah,
fuck,
it's
like
yeah.
it was just like
It's like,
oh
it's
shit.
that year again.
Yeah. And I felt like that carried on even when they announced Joe's name.
Yeah, I don't think Joe was like that much.
Joe wasn't even that
Yeah.
relieved either.
Yeah.
Well, she was relieved that
I think
at least
it's-
I got.
I think it's more of a relief instead of like an excitement, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So well, at least we got someone.
Well, what did she say her goal was? Like 32? Like,
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
I mean,
she
you know,
did say.
yeah. I mean, goal it is whatever. It's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I felt like the mood got a little bit better after her speech. Because her speech
Kind
was,
of. Because she was the only one in that block.
Yeah, she was the only
yeah.
NMB member.
And also the thing was her speech was good too, right? It's like okay, I'm finally back, tadaima. It's
Yeah.
kind of like a cute, but at the same time, it's like
But it's kind of like, that was like 4 years ago.
I know, but that's
Yeah,
why it's cute. That's why it's cute.
Yeah, I guess.
It's because it was so long ago.
Yeah.
Right?
So like the person interviewing her had no idea like
Yeah.
it
But-
was
but
4
she-
years ago,
but-
right?
Well, she explained like, oh, I left the group.
Yeah, but they don't know that it was 4 years ago. So they must have been thinking like, oh, she quit like last year or something.
Yeah, but I think she still carries that baggage, so
I mean, yeah, it's still there.
Yeah.
Like so,
even among the fans.
so I watched like the showroom that Saika did like before the Senkyo, where she was like inviting the members like per batch, per gen to like talk to them and stuff. And then she was saying like, "Oh, Joe, what are you doing here with fourth gen?" And she's like, "I don't know. Like, I don't have a gen." So I think she still like carries that.
Well, we should open the chicken too.
Yeah. We're talking about the chicken.
Because I'm hungry. Oh, that looks terrible.
Is that a cheese stuffing? I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
We're talking about pizza.
Can't be helped. We're eating while we're talking.
It's the pizza cast, man.
No. Okay, so
Yeah.
so after Joe, like we were talking like with each other and like with the other NMB fans, it's like, wow, we're fucked,
Yeah.
right? Because we were like counting like, okay, so who's left? Because it was gonna be like up to 64 now, right? So like Ray was like 98, so like oh man, like there's no way Ion's gonna be up to 64.
Yeah, it's too big of a jump.
Yeah, too big of a jump for her.
And
So-
then, so
And Renapion has no more chance.
yeah, no, Azusa probably none.
Yeah.
Either.
I was hoping like maybe Chihi. Yeah,
maybe Chihi.
yeah,
But then as they announced more, it's just like, oh, Chihi is possible.
Yeah.
Too.
And Azusa got like screwed up earlier in the day too.
Oh, that was funny. We should talk about that.
I don't know if it's funny. I feel really bad, especially after today's results too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was telling you guys, right? I think Azusa's gonna have a really terrible day today.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so the event in question was that she went around and like there's this one during the concert. There's this one part where everybody runs around to their like Oshi section and says hi, and the staff led her to the wrong section.
Yeah, so basically she was there, and it was very obvious that she was in the wrong section because she was looking around.
There was
the
a
fans.
video of it.
Yeah, there was a video of it. She was looking around the fans like, oh, where? Because usually if they were your Oshis, she would kind of know some of them. And also there'll be Uchiwa and like pen light colors.
Yeah.
She was looking around like, whoa, what the heck? And I actually saw later on, I saw like more videos of it where like she actually gave up. She just sat in one of the seats.
I saw that.
She gave up. She was just like, because all the other members are like doing stuff with their fans, and she was just like, oh man, like what am I gonna do? So I actually saw a video where she just like sat in one of the seats, be like,
yeah, that's really sad.
Yeah.
And then like today sucked too, like for her result.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on. So we had Joe and like that. She was like the only one in that block, right? And then the next block we had.
So we were talking. Before that next block, right? And we're saying like, okay, so who has a chance? Like, and I was getting really kind of upset because it was like, fuck, it's gonna be Nagisa, and then it's gonna be over.
Yeah.
Right? Because after Nagisa, what's left is gonna be the top 3.
Yeah, which we want them to.
Yeah, we want to get the Senbatsu, all 3 of them. Yeah. So, but like, oh shit, this is gonna be Nagisa, and then Nagisa gets called. It's like, oh fuck, and then it's over.
Yeah, but it's funny because like I don't know, Nagisa's reaction is very Nagisa-like. Like, I don't know, like when she was happy, it's just like, well, it can't be sad. She's pretty happy about it.
Yeah. So like Joe was telling me, like, well, you can't be upset. She's happy.
Yeah.
But it was good. Like, I really liked her reaction.
Yeah.
But then, like Andy was saying, like she did go up, right? So it's not like
it's easier for her to act the way she acted.
Yeah. But she was like really happy and it's like.
Well, she didn't really. The thing is also like sometimes the members don't only see their own progression. They also see their progression in comparison to the
others.
To like her teammates.
Yeah.
So when she saw like, oh, Uka and Saipi dropped so much, in her mind she's like freaking out like, am I not even going to be ranked?
Yeah. That's true.
Right?
That's true.
Yeah. So the fact that she was called, it's a relief. It's like, oh yeah. So it's you know what I mean? Like if everybody like say in NMB had like a really good result, and then obviously then she might like not be all that happy with her
result,
her progression. I think it has a lot to do with that.
That's true. That's a good point. And even like for me, right? I was like, oh shit, Nagisa's here, so that means it's over for NMB.
Yeah.
But
our
one ray of shining hope, Coco-chan. It's like so when they did like NMB 48. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, I was expecting bad news.
Yeah, I was like, oh fuck, like, so I was like really confident that like Yuri wouldn't get called at Future Girls, right?
You were worried when they said NMB.
Yeah, but it was like, Yuri. Oh no, but like, oh no, there's no way. And then they said Team N. What?
No, they're like, who's in Team N? Like,
yeah, I was actually thinking like Ivy, because she's Team N, and then it's like, holy shit, it's Coco-chan.
Yeah,
that was like the one thing, like even like the fans around our area, right? Oh, Coco-chan!
Yeah.
I think in general, everybody was really happy that Coco-chan got in.
Yeah.
Because first of all, she's never gotten in.
Yeah.
And second of all, she did pretty well. It's a pretty well.
It's really good. Yeah, it's a really good result.
It's better than Nagisa.
Yeah.
So for someone who's never ranked in to rank someone higher than Nagisa, it was really good.
Yeah. Like music.
Yeah. I think it's kind of unfair because those people, they never been to a Soul Senkyo and not ranked it.
Yeah.
They've never tasted failure.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, so Coco-chan's result was pretty good. I don't know. I was also emotionally moved earlier in the day because like for the concert they played all like they asked the members what their favorite song is or whatever, or what song they'd like to perform, and then they just performed all the least
popular ones,
which is kind of stupid. Like imagine that you went to Soul Senkyo and they're like, yeah, let's just have the Soul Senkyo from the
bottom up.
Yeah, dude, oh my god.
It's like we're gonna vote, but today we're gonna reveal the worst.
The worst.
Who got the worst.
Yeah. So that was our concert, and then Niji no Tsukurikata only got one vote, and it was Koko-chan. And I was just like,
Yeah.
she's the only one that wants to put the team back together.
Yeah.
So how they did it was like they performed like the songs with only one vote, right? And then they kept, and then while they're performing the song, they have like on the screen they have like they will reveal who voted for it and then what their reason for voting it was. So they did Niji no Tsukurikata.
But I wasn't really surprised she would vote for that because if you remember, right when they put the group together, that unit, she was the one that she felt like she was the one that's polling there because she thought everybody deserved there except for her.
Yeah, she was the Oshi. She was the Gori Oshi for that.
Yeah, so
but it's not just that. She was the only one that voted for it.
Yeah, she was the only one. Obviously, like I was telling Joe that like. Yeah, of course she's gonna feel like that because like of the Niji no Tsukurikata unit, 2 of them already quit, and then the other 2 are part of Quintet.
Yeah, they don't give a shit about that.
Yeah, they don't give a shit about the Niji no Tsukurikata unit anymore. Although like Yuri's the center of it, so she cares.
It's way better than Quintet.
Yes, of course it is. It's like the best unit ever.
Only 3 members.
Only 3 members, but yeah.
So good day for her.
Yeah, it was a really good day for Koko-chan actually, and
her speech was good. I just remember like she's like happy that like. They said her name right. Because
like apparently like the host always makes a mistake on her name, calls her like Uchiki Kokoro.
Okay.
So she was happy that like finally called her name correctly.
Well, I thought that was a throwback to like earlier when they messed up. Well, Joe messed up because she was before Shimizurika when they did the lineup in the beginning, and then they called Shimizurika instead of Joe.
Yeah.
And then, like, she just stood there, like, all panicking. Because it's like, oh, maybe they're going to say...
Joy Connects.
Yeah. It was really weird. It was really confusing. But they got it. They got Nike Kokoro's name right. That's good there.
I think, yeah. So, after that, right? Like, after Koko-chan, we were like... Okay, this is upcoming girls. Next is future girls, and then it's next girls.
Yeah, and we're like all praying that it's like
don't call anyone.
Yeah,
like
that's
at that point.
That's really sad.
Yeah, I know. At that point, we were like so sure that like no more NMB members are gonna get called until like the top 3.
Yeah.
So don't call them, right? So I was like listening to it, like don't say NMB, don't say NMB, don't say NMB. Like them calling Niigata all the time, NGT, like was like really really stressful.
Yeah, it's like NG. Oh,
yeah. I was so I'm so happy whenever like Tokumitsu-san does the AKB because he says it's really fast. Yeah. AKB, yes. AKB.
Well, the thing is, like, you can see that it's the same for everybody. Like, there's this chick beside me. She was like literally in this like the praying pose every single time. Every single time they're about to announce
what group it was. That was like us too.
Yeah. Well, I think everybody was like that. It's just whether you acted out or not.
Yeah.
But like everybody, every single time like they announce a different group, everybody plays like, oh yeah.
That's true. So we went through like
and then you have Daryl who was like, oh, no one was called an NMB from here, this group. Rest in peace.
Yes, Daryl, we don't care.
It's like, at the same time, like I was wondering about that, right? Because like we're never that group that has like some random girl like ranked really high, like an SKE or an NGT. It's really sad, right? Like
we could do that. Yeah.
But like we're saying, like for these girls, it's like, oh, we're hoping they don't call their name. Like we're hoping they don't say NMB instead of being like, if they say NMB, it's gonna be some random girl. We're gonna be really sad.
Yeah. So we were really like pessimistic. Like we were expecting us to fail if they say NMB.
Yeah.
Like instead of saying, oh, if they say NMB,
it might be like Kohona or something.
We get someone new into the group. But instead, in our minds, always like when they say NMB, it's going to be one of ours dropping.
Yeah.
So we kind of already gave up at that point.
Yeah, and I think that's really sad. But I guess we'll talk about that later, right?
Yeah.
We can get to that.
So next was like future girls, and then get called, and then next girls. Still no NMB, which was like really really good news for us. At that point, right? Yeah. At that point, we would take like any good news. And then, like, they started the Undergirls, and then...
Well, the Undergirls was the most risky place, because that's between, literally the line between Senbatsu and not Senbatsu, right? And, like, for us, like, those 3 members, if they fall, they're going to fall into Undergirls. They're not going to fall all the way down, like, really, really low. Like, if they fall, they'll be falling down to Undergirls. So
But
it was every single call was like
really nerve-wracking.
Yeah,
It was like,
nerve-wracking.
oh my god. It's like every time they say, and no, GT, okay.
yeah, but when they call Yuri,
Yeah, oh my god.
I was so confused because I don't like because you said you were aiming for 12,
Yeah.
like 12th place, and I'm just like I don't know. So I was always asking you questions like, but how many votes did you get last year, or
Yeah.
what place was she in last year? And she got what, like 4,000 more votes than last year or something. Like
No,
that?
she got 5,000 more votes than last year.
Yeah.
So she actually did really well, all things considered, right? So
it was an improvement.
yeah, she improved four places, and then she got 5,000 more votes, which is okay considering like how badly NMB did. But like Yuri was going for number 12 for 12th in Senbatsu, but like realistically, like all the Yuri fans were like, we'll be really happy if she gets into 16. Yeah. Right? That was the realistic thing. And then and she didn't really do that well in Sokuho, so like a lot of us like changed our like goal, like okay, just like don't drop. Right? So yeah, so that was like really disappointing when they did like 23rd place, like NMB 48.
But the thing is,
shit, that's
before we
definitely
even
Yuri.
felt really sad, Miru came right.
Yeah.
Literally,
That
like,
was the gut punch. Basically, like Yuri was like the slap in the face, and then Miru was the
Miru
gut,
was a punch.
Yeah, gut punch.
Because it came like 2 or 3 plays after.
Yeah.
Before we
Immediately
could
after.
even digest, it was like, oh, she was already out.
And
And when she was out, we were like, oh my god, like what if Akari is also?
Yeah.
Well, it was already kind of messed up because they're like NMB 48, Team M, and then like you and like the Akarin fans were already pitted against each other because they're just like, I don't want my girl to be the worst one. It's just,
Well,
it's
when you
just
think about it normally, you would think if someone
I
dropped, it would have been
thought that
Akari,
was
right?
Akarin. So
Yeah.
so I had at that point I had no horse in the game. Like I didn't really care which one, but like I
your
thought
first
it was
response-
Akarin.
Your first response would be
Yeah.
Akari.
My first thought was like, oh man, Akarin dropped.
For me, I was just like, I hope it's not Akarin because she's supposed to be pulling
Everybody up.
more fan, like different types of fans.
But yeah, number 20. Oh man. You know what the funny thing is? That Riripon was 20 last year. So like it's a cursed number for NMB.
But the other thing about Miru is she lost a lot of votes.
Yeah. She dropped 5,000 votes, which is not good.
It wasn't even like keeping because the thing is everybody should technically gain votes because they added like so much more extra ways of cheat voting.
Yeah. Akarin went up 10,000 votes.
Yeah, but I mean in general everybody should be going up because of the
of the
option of getting a cheaper votes.
Okay, we should explain that a bit because like in Japan, right, other than like the CDs, there's ways to vote, which is like the mobile fan clubs and then the mobile mail. So usually like every single group has the mobile fan club and then the mobile mail, except that last year STU didn't have mail. So last year the total mobile fan club votes was 11, and then these are cheap votes because it's 340 yen, so $3.50. So it's really cheap way to vote, but then you can only get you can only join it once per phone number. Anyway, so this year they added, like, I'm sure you guys listening to this know about this, like the app, so the mail app, so you can vote through the mail app. So now there was like 18 total votes that you could get for cheap. So there was like 7 extra votes per phone.
And I didn't do it, and I cost Joe 1 spot.
Yeah. So, you know, I was counting. So Joe was like 79, right? 78th place was 18 votes above her.
So she got it.
So I was telling Joe that if he voted all 18 votes, he could have gotten like a tie.
Yeah.
But then it doesn't matter really, 78, 79.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, Akarin gained votes, but like Miru dropped like a lot.
People dropping votes is a big deal.
Yeah. Like it's one thing. It's one thing to keep your number of votes and then drop position because of vote inflation, right?
Yeah.
But it's completely other thing to lose 5,000 votes. Yeah. That's not good. But I don't know. So should we talk about the speeches? I guess
Well, when Miru, like when they called her name, like you could see for a split second her face just like collapsed, and then like she fixed it again, like that magic putty.
No, like she looked.
She looked like she
wanted to like throw a tantrum right at that moment. Like it was really short though. It's like
But I think it makes sense because even as a fan, when we listened, when we heard the NMB, that
Yeah.
instant moment, like
Yeah,
I want to
yeah.
swear and like,
Yeah.
oh damn it, like
Well, you did swear.
yeah, I actually did. I was like, fuck.
I was like super shocked. Like I really thought it was Akarin. So it's like when they did like Shiroma, holy shit.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't too like invested in results last year, so like,
Yeah.
but I guess if I did pay attention last year, then I would have been like, oh yeah, it would probably be Akane gonna try. So speeches.
Yeah, so
I thought Ota Yudi's speech was just like a textbook speech. Like you download off the internet. It's like, oh thanks for being a fan. Thanks for voting for me. I was sick, but I still pulled through. Thank you very much. That was it.
no, well, yeah.
Pretty much.
The actual thing she said was that she went on break, and then the fact that like even though she went on break, that there were fans who like never left her and kept supporting her, like even when she came back, is the reason that she's there, and that she said something really nice. But I guess like everyone says this though, but she says like she doesn't want to be like. Obviously, she wants to rank in higher, but then she doesn't want it to define her, and that she wants to like live her life her own way, and then to also like pull NMB up, which is, as Joe said, it's very very generic.
Yeah.
But I really liked it. But I'm really biased. Yes.
Well, not only that, but like because we didn't care about everybody else's speech. So
Ah,
we're
yeah,
just,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
like for us, it's like hearing it for the first time, even though like the past 30 girls already said the same thing.
That's true. Yeah, this was though like obviously I paid attention to all the NMB girls, but like for the other ones, especially with like the 2 blocks where there were 0 NMB girls.
Yeah.
So it's like I was on my phone though, like a lot of it.
Yeah, I ran out of battery.
So okay, so Miro's speech. So the thing with Miro's speech, like I was saying to you guys that I thought it was
I think that was a lot better than I expected. At first, I thought she was gonna just like fall apart.
Yeah.
On
I was thinking like when she started speaking. Well, first of all, because she fixed her face real fast. Like when she started giving a speech and it was like really like normal. I was like, this is like I'm like, this isn't what we need, right? Like we need something to like galvanize us. And then like she kind of broke down a little, and I'm like, that's the stuff we need, right?
Yeah. I was saying like the good like I was kind of like surprised that she like broke down, but she recovered.
Yeah.
Which was like pretty good actually.
Well, but I was hoping that she would at least break down. So like,
you wanted her to break down more?
well, like just show
Just
like
show that
some
she's
emotion.
yeah,
like,
show that because we know that she's not gonna. It's a big hit.
because people like because we as NMB fans like we say like, oh, we don't care about the election and stuff, but like when you see that kind of stuff, like it just hits you, right? And then so like you need something to like kind of push you. And I was like if she just was really neutral about it, like it would have been like, oh okay, whatever. Like NMB doesn't really care then, but like stuff like that will start making you kind of care, which I thought was
And the
like,
thing
really
is,
necessary.
the thing is, it's not that NMB fans don't care. It's we do care.
We don't know.
Well, no, I'm talking about us.
Oh. Well,
I'm not talking about like in general NB fan. I'm saying we care. Like you can say like how much I hate the Senkyo or whatever, but then when it comes down to it, right? You want the NB girls to do well. But yeah.
But I think we care. But it's just like how much do we care?
Yeah.
that's another story.
Yeah.
I don't
We
know if
we can discuss that as at the end of the thing.
Yeah, I don't know if we have time for that.
But yeah.
They're all really tired, and they got handshakes tomorrow. But I actually did like Miru's speech because but it's kind of weird because they always say this every year, like, oh yeah, we always have bad results, so like next year, like this is like a kick in the pants, like that we need, which is what she said, like this is the kick in the ass that
I need to do better, right?
Yeah. But like we always say that every year, so like I don't know how it's gonna change things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always like after these things, like we do like the inner reflection, and then okay, yeah, we're gonna do better next year. Yeah. Never happens, but so after Miru got called, it was like all the NMB fans were like in super shock, right?
Yeah.
And they were like, okay, so Akarin's left. So please don't call Akarin.
Yeah.
Yeah. and then like, oh, it's like when they kept calling, right? I remember thinking like, at 17, it's like, okay, one more, just one more, Akarin, just do it, do it one more.
Yeah, and then it was Andy's mortal enemy.
Yeah.
The person who always appears when somebody does bad.
Yeah, so when
Those
Kaltan,
two, when Miruki dropped out of Senbotsu
Yeah,
for the
that's what I was
first time,
thinking.
yeah, it was
Kaltan had the exact same ranking.
yeah, and she was like doing the video. She was videoing Milky, and Milky was like,
and she had
"Don't take
that's
a
why it
video
really
of
pissed
me."
me off because it was exactly the same scenario.
Yeah.
Like when a girl that I cared that falls out of Senbotsu,
Yeah.
she's always there at the gate of Senbotsu,
Yeah.
and then she always brings her stupid camera and like.
Yeah. And then, so moving on to Senbatsu, there was like a gap of like, what, 3,000 votes? 4,000 from like 16 to 15 or something like that? The gap from like Yuri, the gap from Yuri to Senbatsu was 6,000.
Yes. So 17 to 16 was like a gap of like 200 votes or something really small like that.
Mm.
So, okay, yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
And then like the gap from 16 to 15 is like 5,000 votes.
Yeah, it was really tough.
It was ridiculous. It was like, it went from like 39,000 to like 45,000. Like, holy shit, what the hell happened?
Yeah.
So, yeah, okay, long story short, Akarin is 14. Like, we were all like, okay, don't call Akarin. Like, if we're gonna do this, like, we were thinking, like, the only way to, like, recover for NMB is for Akarin to do really, really well.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, we have, like, shit positions, but if we can get, like, a Kami 7, then at least, like, we've done something.
Yeah, but I don't think she was even... I didn't think she was anywhere close to being like Kami-san.
No, wait, so freaking far away.
I think if you look at the numbers, she was probably like 30k votes behind.
She was actually exactly, I think, like 30k votes behind.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh man. But so Akarin did her speech, and I don't know, like I wasn't really paying attention, I guess, with the other girls, but like they actually like. So when she was walking down, right, they like recited her like
what she did.
Yeah, what she does. It was she got a really good resume.
Yeah.
Like she's like really popular. She has like 500,000 subscribers, and then she's
Well, I think for her it's also really easy to say because all these stuff is something outside of the group.
Yes.
So it's easy for them to introduce it that way.
Yeah.
She has 500,000 subscribers. If each one voted one time.
Yeah.
Well, we all know some people cheat. They make multiple YouTube accounts.
Yeah. Probably like half of them are bots.
Probably Russian ones too. Apparently that's where all the bots are.
Yeah. So she had like a really good resume. So it was like, oh, she's like model. Yeah, oh yeah. She's released like 2 makeup books, and she has like Shashinshu, and then she's a model, blah 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 blah.
Even the way she's walking.
The way
on
she's
stage
walking
is
is different.
Yeah.
And I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just like, she's just walking normal.
Yeah. She doesn't walk like a model, so it was really funny.
I just thought because she had really big heels, that's why. She walked like
Maybe.
that.
Maybe she was wearing the teacher outfit, and then so she did the speech, right? And then it was kind of a generic Akarin speech at first. It was like the same. It was very similar to what she did like last year.
Yeah.
And then she suddenly like veered off and then did like the Sayaka speech basically.
Or the Miru speech.
Did Miru do that last year?
No, I'm talking about this year.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. She said like, oh, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say this, but I'm gonna say like, I have to address this. That like, yes, we know that NMB did bad, and then
like probably after this, people are gonna say we're really weak as well.
Yeah, which is what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she said like, I don't know, like she said like really nice things, and I'm sure that like if you go on Twitter or wherever, and then people are saying like, oh yeah, like Akarin, like yeah, go girl, like she said like a rallying cry for NMB. Like you could probably like look up the news, and then they must have written something like that, right? Like a new win for NMB for next year, blah blah blah. But the thing is, like, if you think about it, like Sayaka did the exact same speech 4 years ago.
But it worked 2 years ago.
No, not 2 years ago. Last year.
Oh yeah.
Last year was the best like NMB has done since Milky, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know. I hope like this has lit a fire under like Miru and Akarin, but
But
And
yeah,
then,
so I guess this is the Hansei, the reflection.
yeah, this
part.
is the reflection part.
I don't know. So like I'm looking at the other like teams, and maybe because we're in Nagoya, right? So like the Nagoya fans can assemble easier.
Yeah.
But like they seem so much more unified. Like whenever one of their members was elected, elected, like they would all like change their glow sticks to the color of the member.
Hmm.
Especially then, there are certain members, like for us, we don't know, right? But like for certain members, obviously to them, it's like a big deal for them to even be ranked.
Yeah.
And for them, they all change that color and even chant their name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then we were next to NGT. Me and Ryan were.
Yeah.
And same thing there. Like, during the beginning when like all the members would walk out, like and STU would walk out and no one like said their name until NGT, I think. And then after NGT, all the other groups were like,
Oh yeah. So whenever at the start of Senkyo, right? Like they will like call every single member, and then they have like these placards with their names on them.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was that. So when NGT came out, what the NGT fans did was like they started like chanting the names of all the girls, every single one who would come out.
Yeah.
And then like all the other fans heard this, so even NMB fans, right? And then so we did it too, like for all the NMB girls.
Or all the ones we could, because we don't know our draft three.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, there was a bunch of drafts.
The draft 3 ones were funny because it's Nanaho.
Yeah, we just said her like their given names.
Yeah, because they said their given
We
names.
should put like San at the end too. Sato-san.
Yeah, there was like Sato, right? So, her nickname is like really hard. It's Amimaru.
Yeah, but we
Like no one,
said
no one,
Amari.
yeah, no
Everybody was
one said
like,
Amimaru.
okay.
It was like, Ami.
Yeah. So there's that, and then also like at the very end when we were all leaving, right? Like there's a huge NGT contingent where we were at, and all the NGT like girls got together, and then they all walked to their fans and they did a bow, and then they were all cheering or whatever.
And they were chanting NGT.
Yeah, but like our girls, like they were all scattered, right? We didn't even have all of them. We had like 4 of them, right? We had like Koko-chan, we had Uka, like Miru,
Yuri, and Akari.
Yeah. And there was like 5, like, and they weren't even standing together,
Yeah, they were separate.
and they were just like waving to a crowd, and it's just like, well, and then in their defense, it's not like we had a unified front either, right?
Yeah.
Like the girl next to us, I don't know who. I think it was Ayakani.
Ayakani,
Yeah,
yeah, it was
like-
Ayakani.
Like they brought like watermelon beach balls, right?
Yeah.
And then like everybody in what is his name, Ogino
Yukas, yeah.
Yuka, yeah, like
They were
everybody
wearing
was like
orange.
decked in orange, right? And then like our like in the UDCs, like I don't know, like I wore an In-N-Out shirt, like we didn't all have the same color or whatever, and then
Yeah.
just like and then like Uka's fans came out to play, but
She did so bad that
Yeah.
So what they had like sunflower, like I don't know if it was real flowers, probably plastic flowers
yeah.
though. There were sunflowers. I guess the plan was like they would like all wave it around when she got called,
Yeah.
but that she did so bad that like they were
They
like
couldn't do it.
yeah, they couldn't do it. Like I'm sure they figured out, okay, this is too bad. This is too terrible. We can't do this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Glorified it.
But like
Yeah.
I think about this, right? And it's like we aren't as unified, I guess. We're kind of lazy.
Well, for sure, like today, like after saying, like initially at first I thought like, oh, it's because they have the home ground advantage and that's why they're like that. But then
Yeah.
when you think about it, like even yes, they do have the home ground advantage, but like they have to really have someone go across to telling every single group that oh, we should be doing this, or it just came naturally, like they didn't even have to plan it. And I
Yeah.
think that probably was it because it's
Yeah.
hard to plan something like this because first of all, we don't know that they're gonna put all the fans in one semester. We know we're gonna sit with the same Oshi,
Yeah.
the same
We don't
members,
know
but
that.
we didn't know that all the SKA, all the NMB will be together.
Yeah.
So I felt like that wasn't planned at all. It was just like they had the same reaction to a certain events.
Yeah.
and that showed perfectly of unification.
I mean, SK has always been like that. But what surprised me was NGT.
Yeah, NGT was doing
Yeah.
that too.
I can imagine that like HKT would be the same, to be honest.
But HKT wasn't though.
Yeah, they weren't for some
So-
reason.
So, but I feel like it's also because, well, I don't know about SKE, but like for NGTs, I guess they have that feeling where they are kind of they weren't the group that was kind of looked down upon when they were first coming out because
It's
various
because
reasons.
it's
Because they came
Niigata.
out at the same time as Keyakizaka, and like Keyakizaka totally like blew them out of the water.
Yeah.
They didn't get their first single till like super late.
Yeah.
So like they were basically, and then even their first single wasn't that great, and and stuff like that. So a lot of people were looking down to the
Yeah.
group. So I guess through those obstacles,
Yeah.
now their fans feel like more unified. Like we have to prove that our
Yeah.
fan base, our community is strong.
Like, I feel like we had that before, like with the whole Teppen Totande era.
Yeah, during that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like we don't have it anymore, and I feel like that's really sad.
I don't know. It's really weird because like NMB is in a weird position because you have like the empress of NMB, right?
Yeah.
And like she's like accepted as like the top of everything. And the thing is like, I mean, you keep telling me this, Joe. Like we don't have like trickle down idonomics.
Psychonomics.
Yeah, Psychonomics. So we don't like, no matter how popular Sayaka gets, she doesn't really transfer it very well like the others.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
used to, like back in the day when during Teppen Totande days, right?
Yeah. I don't know what the reason for that is though. Like it could be like, honestly, it could just be because like she's like so freaking popular that like it doesn't make sense to like transfer it to other girls because it's like the gap is too large.
But I also felt the same about like Achan era, right? Like when Achan was on top, like
Yeah.
the whole group was on top.
Yeah, but the problem with that is like AKB was like really in during that
Yeah.
time.
But that was because of her, right?
Well, it's not. Well, I could
Well,
disagree with that.
I mean, not because of her, but like
I
she
don't know.
contributed a big part, I think.
I don't know. It's weird because our ace Sayaka is still here,
yeah,
and
yeah,
we're still going through something like this, which is
Yeah.
really weird.
yeah. Well, to be fair though, if she actually joined the Senkyo, which she doesn't,
But even if she joined it, I don't know if
She'd
it
be
would
like
affect
fourth
the
or
other-
something.
I don't know if she would. No, it's not whether what she would get. It's like
Yeah.
I don't know how it would have affected the other members'
Yeah.
result because she's been in it for a long time, and all the members are still,
yeah, yeah,
So like I don't know if that would have affected. It doesn't work that way, right?
yeah. There's
It's not
no,
like, oh yeah, but she's our aces in the game, so like our morale is especially high. To
Yeah, it
for the
doesn't
other
matter.
girls. It doesn't matter.
yeah. Well, it would matter in the sense that we would feel better that like we have
We have
like
someone
a top,
in
yeah.
there.
Yeah,
that
we have
we
a
know
top
somebody
senbatsu
talking
member.
to them.
Yeah, but like exactly. It doesn't really matter, right? But yeah, so that's the like unfortunate reality of NMB is like even though we have Sayaka there, like she's not really. I mean, like we can't really ask much from her, right? Because
I feel like we should be able to, and that's. But even then, like putting all that aside, it's just like there's also like I said, like with NGT, like they all got together and thanked their fans, like
yeah,
like ours didn't, right? And I think that was probably because of our attitude. We've always been like this, right?
yeah.
It's like-
We've always the thing was we had the attitude where like, oh yeah, we don't really care about Senkyo. Senkyo isn't everything,
Yeah.
and blah blah blah. And I think the members know that,
Yeah.
and the fact that we get called, we're weak, and that especially that it's not also because we're being called we're weak and so Senkyo by other fans.
Yeah.
I think us ourselves we say it, like, oh yeah, enemies we don't do good, and
Yeah.
blah blah blah. And I think the members they catch on that. They know our attitude towards the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I think that they respond in the way that we respond, how we act.
I don't think we have like the same like crazy fans either. Like the crazy fans are like,
Teammate.
well, I think our fans are more like teammate than like an HK or not HK, like an NGT or an SKE, right? Like they're not
As
like,
dedicated.
not dedicated, like the way they show their dedication, right? Because you said you went to the handshake event, right? And it's packed for like last weekend. Was it last
Yeah,
weekend?
Osaka.
Yeah, in Osaka, right?
So we have the fans. That's the thing. I know we have the fans,
Yeah.
but I don't know why we don't have the votes.
But I'm thinking that's the thing, right? Like our fans are like they're like crazier in the
Going to event, meeting the members,
more
talking
like
to
being
members.
like energetic and like
Yeah.
instead of like obsessive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe.
We lack the whales who would spend money basically.
But we like the attitude that would like bring those obsessive fans. I think like we're way more casual. I think, and I think that's like that's good for like something like a handshake event, but like I think it kills us in the election. But I don't know, right? This is all just speculation. And...
Yeah, the thing is, it's also weird because certain other groups they sell really well their handshake as well, but right, and they can probably do both. And why can't we do both?
Yeah,
type of thing?
yeah,
It
exactly.
doesn't really make any sense. I don't really know. I can't know for sure. Like you said, yeah, in Osaka we sell really well, but if you go to Kanto, our members don't sell really well either.
Yeah.
So that doesn't really explain, like.
But then, like, why is that? Like, why do we have such a strong following in Kansai and not in Kanto? Where like,
No, it's simple because the theater is in Kansai, so that's the
It's
big
easier
thing.
to get into, I guess.
yeah, but like we can't. Like I'm pretty sure like all these SK girls like sell pretty well in Kanto, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
No.
But the thing is, yeah,
they're really good in Senkyo, but they're in handshakes. They're not really that good. But
Yeah, so that's how they win. They don't go to handshakes; they just stay at home and vote
yeah,
and coordinate for the election. More salt.
So I don't know. I don't get it.
yeah, I don't know.
But it's also not like it's not a good attitude to be saying, "Oh, that's because we spent the money elsewhere."
yeah,
Because when you say that, it's like saying that then you should expect what this kind of result then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But then at the same time, we don't like this type of result. But then you can't say like, "Oh yeah, oh we're like that because we
Yeah.
spend our money elsewhere."
yeah,
But then you can't complain about the result you get
yeah.
in this.
But-
And I feel like people do complain. Like we do. I think NMB like fans, we do complain that like, oh yeah, our girls always wins really shit. And
Yeah.
I think we are complaining, but like then we can't find ourselves another excuse. Be like, oh yeah, it's because we spend our money
yeah.
here instead of this. But it's just weird. It just seems like really like a dick move. Like
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like every year we always make excuses. And it's
yeah, that's
like,
what I'm saying.
When are
That's
we
what I'm
gonna
saying.
stop making
Yeah,
excuses?
that's what I'm saying. Like because I feel like every year we make excuses like, oh yeah, SK if they do well is because they don't have any other events, so they spend money on this. But then what, you can't. Are you gonna say that for every single group that does better than us?
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
Like sometimes we have to kind of reflect that is it something that we're doing, not as opposed to just saying like, oh, it's because of the situation of the circumstances.
Yeah. I don't know what it is.
I don't. Well, the thing is, I don't know what the exact problem is. That's the thing. Like, and no one can really prove it because
I feel like one thing that we should try. Watch out. Okay. One thing that we should try and do is like be more unified, I guess.
that's
But
hard
but
to say.
the problem is that we're all foreigners, right? We're already on the outside. How are we gonna unify? Can't even unify in real life.
and it's something that saying to be unified. It sounds so much easier than done.
Yeah,
It's because someone has when you say, oh yeah, we need to be more unified. Everybody will agree like yeah, but then who's gonna do all the work?
Yeah.
No one wants to be the person lead, try to do like chasing after everybody. Be like, oh yeah, let's do this, let's do that, let's do this.
See, like I wouldn't mind, but I'm a foreigner.
I mean, if you were up to it, right, you could like join the committee, like for example, like the Joe committee or something. Like
I'm pretty sure they could use any type of help.
yeah. I mean, they don't discriminate with that.
I think it's just I think it always just comes down to like how much people are willing to do out of their own time.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Like I think and I think that's the biggest thing.
I thought some of the things like when I went to like events like Umeda Ayaka, like her graduation, I thought that was pretty well done, right? Like they gave us little flags and they had like little things and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like I feel like we have all of that there, but we don't have like a team feeling, right? Like you're not gonna get one girl's stand to help out like another girl's stand.
Well, the thing about the committees, they usually help out each other as well. Is because a lot of the people who start a committee, they all start at about the same time.
Yeah.
Because all these members, they come in about the same time. So all these community were started by the same group of people. It's just like, okay, you're this Oshi, so we're going to start here. So they do kind of help each other out. But like, as far as like actually helping each other, I think that's like a whole different thing. Like, they'd be like, oh yeah, maybe get people out of some information. I think people do that because it's easy.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know how far people would willing to be like butting into like, oh yeah, you guys are. But I guess that comes up to people as well, right? Because then some people was like, you're not even like Yuri Oshi. Why do you give a shit what we do?
Yeah.
And then, so I think like saying being more unified sounds really easy, but it's really complicated. Just because dealing with people in general is complicated.
I don't even think it sounds easy.
Just like dealing with people in general is complicated. Everybody have different, like even within like the same group of people who likes the same member, like everybody has like a different approach, and then you split into different groups, and then you argue about different things, and a lot of people just be like, "Fuck this, I'm not gonna do this anymore." It's like it's just dealing with people in general, and like no one feels like they have to be compromised to deal with like a certain type of people because everybody's doing it at their own time.
Yeah. I can agree with that. Like, it's
like I think if you're being paid, you feel more obligated. Like, okay, like I have to do a certain crap like this. But like we're all doing it out of like all free time.
It's volunteer.
Yeah, it's all volunteer work. So a lot of time people be like, oh man, I don't want to deal with this shit.
I don't want to do arts and crafts for some girl.
That's what Jason did.
Yeah, he does
that's
it
why
all
he
the time.
quit.
Yeah.
Because they were making him do all the arts and crafts.
But I do think that's also like one of the reasons why we're behind. Because I don't know, I feel like we don't have that presence. Like and I keep looking at NGT, I keep looking at SKE. Like they're just, especially like SKE has always been like more unified, and I could never figure out why. When I went to my first election, which was the Gingham Czech election, like they were already like that kind of obsessive thing.
Yeah,
creepy thing.
They did. That was the first time, I guess, where they did like so well that like people started noticing. Like, what the hell? Why are all the SKE girls ranking in? Yeah, they do.
Okay. Do we have any final thoughts? Because I'm ready to wrap this up.
Final thoughts. It's just same shit every year, just different year.
Yeah.
So
except for last year.
Last year was good, but in general, then 2000. It's just next year will probably be the same.
Yeah.
Same stuff. It'll be the same feeling after the Senkyo, and it'll be old news, but just 2019.
Yeah. We'll probably be back here like a year from now, and then like
say the exact same stuff. Like I don't know what's wrong, but we don't have that feeling anymore.
we're still in Nagoya.
SK is still kicking our ass
for that home team advantage.
Yeah, we're gonna
the thing
be
is,
really
the thing
upset.
is, I feel like even if this year, even if it happened in Osaka, I don't know how it would have really mattered. Like I wanted to say that being in Nagoya really helped with the SKE fans, but when I think about if this year, like today was an action in Osaka, would it really changed the result of our girls? And if it didn't change the result of girls, how wouldn't that even be even sadder?
Yeah.
Because what other excuse can we come up with?
That's the thing. I was
like we're in the place where we have the most fans, and it's so convenient for us. We don't have to travel. We don't have to spend our Shinkansen money. We can turn that Shinkansen money into votes.
Yeah.
But you know what? We probably just wouldn't spend that Shinkansen money.
Yeah. I think that's the thing. Like I hope they never do Senkyo in Kyocera or Koshin or whatever, because it would be really embarrassing for us, I think. Because like I don't know, like maybe for like the three of us here, it's like really hot takes right now, right? We're just immediately after the Senkyo, so we are excessively negative. But yeah, I hope they never do it in Kyocera.
I don't think we're excessive. I mean, this happens every year, and then a month later we just forget about it, kind of, and then the single comes out and it sucks.
Yeah.
But it's just like every year we get beat up like this, and then like it feels really bad. Not just because we feel like losers, but because we feel like we let the girls down too. Because like in deep down, I don't think we feel like any of our girls are like worse than any of like the other girls at ranked.
Yeah, exactly. There's no way. Like I mean, statistics, right? There's no way we are.
The thing is, we like. Whether we think they're better or not, that's like objective. Like I think that's not objective; it's very subjective, right?
Yeah.
The thing is, but like at least like you're strong. There's girls that are like I don't know how to say it, but like there are weaker girls, there are stronger girls in every single group.
Yeah.
But like we're looking at a pattern here. Like we're looking overall.
Yeah.
Something's wrong, obviously.
Yeah, I feel. Well, I want to say like our girls are like better in terms of like performing. Not like performing like dance or whatever, but like
performing.
Like like MCs and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like I think our girls will trash any other like groups and MCs.
Yeah, but I mean, it's
Like
But
I feel like
so how does that reflect on the votes though? Like,
It doesn't.
It doesn't make any sense. How much you like them shouldn't be determined on how
It's
well
not-
they're doing a certain thing.
it's not like how much. Oh well, yeah. I just feel like our girls are more like skilled or talented, but not necessarily better at being.
Getting votes
Getting
doesn't
votes,
make any
yeah.
sense though. But I don't really get it.
No.
Because-
What he's saying is that our girls are better at like entertaining us, which it's a biased opinion, right? Because but we're NMB fans, so we can think that, but like what they're good at doesn't really translate. Maybe doesn't translate to votes.
Yeah, like there must be like some quality that we haven't put our hand or.
No, I was saying the other day. I was saying earlier today,
But does
right?
any
If you
of
think
these
about-
girls could have ended in our, like, for example, any of these NGT girls could have ended in an NMB.
Yeah.
And then would the result be different? Like, would they not get this kind of push? I feel like partially it has to do with the fans in general.
It's the culture of the fans. I
Yes.
think. Yeah.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I feel like our girls are more skilled, right? Like they're better at talking, even though talking doesn't translate into better votes. But like if you were gonna pick one of the girls to like entertain you, like I think NMB would be better.
Yeah, I can buy that. Like, for example, I would rather like Ion than like whatever like random NGT Kenkyusei ranked in today.
Yeah, like I highly doubt like you'd go to like a stage, like if you had a stage with like what is it, our 5th gen,
Yeah,
and put them against like NGT Kenkyusei, like our 5th gen will like wipe the floor with NGT Kenkyusei.
yeah.
In terms of
definitely.
like dancing and singing and like MCs. But that doesn't necessarily mean that like they'll want to meet the girl or like support her the way that the fan community would. And I don't know what it is. I don't know what quality they're missing. And that's what like frustrates me.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of like self-reflection among fans today. Although we do this every year, so as Joe said, maybe next month we've all forgotten about this and we'd be like, excited about like whatever
Yeah. We're excited for
new single or whatever.
a summer tour.
Summer
Yeah.
tour. I really want
Oh
to.
man,
I
yeah,
really want to go to a concert because I haven't been to one in a long time.
yeah.
I'm also in Nagoya, so I can actually apply for the theater and make it on a weekend.
Yeah, I think we can wrap up.
Okay. Yeah. Hopefully enjoy this pizza so Sankyo hot takes. I don't know what you want to call it.
It's the takoyaki pizza party.
No takoyaki.
It's a pizza.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.